The style of music that I play, I heard at such a high level from such an early age, and that's important. You know, I heard the best, the greatest musicians in the world play the music that I love to play now. As I grow older, I realize how real fortunate I was to be around Les Paul, Zoot Sims, Slam Stewart, Benny Goodman, Doc Severinsen, Joe Pass, just great musicians. You know, they had such a good time being together that I thought, well, I want to be a part of this group. And the only way to be a part of that group was to learn the language of that group, and that language was Honeysuckle Rose. When my wife, Jessica Molaski, got involved with working with my father and I, and my brother's the bass player, and after dinner we'll sit around and play, and she says it's like the Von Trapps on martinis. And so when we started to work together, we got dubbed the first family of cool by Stephen Holden in the New York Times. And it was just basically, he said if there was he just thought that we had our idea together. And I think we all think alike, and so our performances have that sort of, it's sort of like it's half great jazz and half Sunday post-dinner celebration.
I want the French sauce with horse and faith, shiver on the side.
A lot of people look at what we do, or this kind of music, as 1942 or 1951, and no later than 1964. And I look at it as a style of music. So for me, it becomes a reinvention when you sit down with a song like I Have Dreamed, or a song like Alan and Marilyn Bergman called That Face. It's always about trying to find these melodies and make them into something that fits my voice.
Now if you don't have it, just bring me a check for the water. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Radio Deluxe was the idea of several people who saw my wife and I performing live and said, how can we bottle this? You know, it was going to be maybe a food and music TV show, and it ended up just being a radio show. And the day that we started our first recording, I just said from high atop Lexington Avenue, in the Deluxe living room, it's Radio Deluxe, and that sort of moniker has stuck. And so we just try to present all the new artists, all the old artists, tell some great stories, and make some interesting 2-hour programs. With kids today, especially ones who like jazz, I mean, there's so much more places to find it. You know, I had to go out to concerts with my father. I was lucky to have my father to take me to places to hear music, and you know, to see him be involved in such great concerts. And now you can go online and see concerts of Oscar Peterson from 1965, and you can find the music so quickly. And so kids get interested in earlier, and it's really inspirational to me to see kids who say, you know, I caught you on YouTube, and how did you do that? To kids, my message would be, I mean, it's just what I did when I was from 18 to almost 30, was I found places to play. I sat in the corner at restaurants for 4 hours and played songs and worked on stuff, you know, finding my voice and finding new songs that'll last for those 4 hours. And I played for a singer too, who was my high school buddy. He would sing like Dick Haymes, and I would play like Bucky Pizzarelli, and we would play Monday nights from 7 to 11 for $40 each, and just go over what we learned. So I mean, I think the best advice you can do is practice your stuff and then go play in front of people, whether they listen or not, because that's where you're going to realize, did I memorize my words? Did I get the chords right? You got to keep going. You can't stop like you do in your bedroom when you're practicing. You got to play. You stopped. Why did you stop? I mean, hopefully it all works out, but I think that's how you start to develop your confidence in front of people too, and those kind of things.